Attention passionate Cleveland, BRWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the Browns this offseason, you know that the team's quarterback situation has been one of the most talked about topics. And right now, it's heating up even more because we're seeing a real battle for the starting spot, centered around Kenny Pickett. Yes, you heard that right. Kenny Pickett, the former first-round pick, who traded Pittsburgh for Cleveland this past March, was seen as a promising young quarterback with a lot of potential. But right now, his status for the start of the season is very much in question due to a hamstring injury. And this injury has become a real obstacle in his quest to secure the starting role, especially with the season kicking off in just a few weeks. Pickett suffered this hamstring injury on July 26, and since then, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for him. He missed multiple practices, trying to work through the pain, trying to stay engaged with the team, but the setback was clear. The good news is that he's back on the field, which is a positive step, but he's yet to participate fully in team drills. That's a crucial point, because in this phase of training camp, where everything is about reps, timing, and chemistry, missing out on those team drills can be a game changer. Right now, he's limited, and that's giving veteran Joe Flacco the edge in the competition for Week 1. You see, Pickett was neck and neck with Flacco, who, let's be honest, at 40 years old is experienced, savvy, and still capable of making big plays going into training camp. But the gap is widening. Every day that Pickett remains limited, Flacco's chances of starting in the season opener grow stronger. And that's a big deal for Browns fans because it speaks to the uncertainty at the quarterback position. Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, has been coy about it, saying we'll see, when asked if Pickett might see more action this week. But the reality is, if Pickett can't participate fully in the upcoming joint practices and the preseason game against the Philadelphia Eagles, his chances of starting become pretty slim. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. This is where things get interesting because the Browns are at a critical crossroads. Pickett, despite the setback, still has a window, probably about 3 weeks or so, to catch up and make a case for the starting job. Time is running out. Flacco, who hasn't missed a snap during camp, has been steady, and his experience in the NFL, especially in big moments, makes him a tough competitor. Cleveland traded for Pickett precisely because they saw potential in him, his athleticism, his mobility, his ability to extend plays. But hamstring injuries can be tricky, especially for a quarterback whose game relies heavily on movement and improvisation. Pickett himself has been pretty candid about the situation. He said, "It's coming along, just trying to take it a day at a time." But behind that honesty is the frustration of not being able to be out there competing fully. That competitive fire burns bright, and he knows how important these preseason reps are. The team's training staff is cautious, understandably so, because rushing him back could lead to a bigger setback. That's a tough pill to swallow for a player eager to prove himself. But Pickett's attitude remains positive, saying, "I try to plead my case, but everyone has a job to do. They're looking out for me, and I appreciate that. But you're also fighting the battle to get out there, so it's tough." Now, for Browns fans, it's impossible not to compare Pickett's mobility to Flacco's more traditional style. Pickett's ability to escape pressure and extend plays has always been one of his key strengths. But as he recovers from this injury, he'll likely have to manage how much he uses his legs once he's back on the field. Hamstring injury doesn't just go away overnight, and overusing that leg too early could cause more problems. It's a delicate balance, one that could determine whether he starts or waits for his chance later on in the season. Meanwhile, there's another interesting twist in the quarterback story, Shedeur Sanders. The rookie has already made a splash in the preseason, throwing for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns in his first game. It's still early days, but Sanders is showing some promise. While it's unlikely he'll be the Week 1 starter, if he keeps performing like this, he could become the go-to backup or even force his way into the conversation for playing time. The Browns also drafted Dylan Gabriel in the third round, adding more depth to the quarterback room. What's clear is that Cleveland is under some pressure to evaluate these young players. They hold 2 first-round picks next year, and many believe that if none of the current options emerge as a clear starter, they might use that draft capital to bring in a top quarterback. But that's a decision for another day. Right now, the focus is on figuring out if Pickett can get healthy enough to compete for the job. It's a story that's still unfolding, and Browns fans are eager to see how it all plays out. Looking at the bigger picture, Cleveland's season hinges on this quarterback battle. If Pickett can return to full health and showcase his mobility and arm talent, he could be the spark the Browns need to take the next step. But if he remains sidelined, or if Flacco continues to run the show, the team might have to accept that their starting quarterback for Week 1 could be the veteran with the experience, rather than the young, mobile gunslinger they hoped would develop into their franchise leader. And it's not just about Week 1, it's about the entire season. Browns fans know that having a reliable quarterback is crucial in today's NFL, and the team's success often depends on that key position. That's why every practice, every rep, every game is so important right now. The coaching staff, led by Stefanski, is carefully watching all these developments, trying to gauge who gives Cleveland the best shot at making a deep playoff run. They're balancing patience with urgency, knowing that the window to develop their young talent is limited, but also that winning now is the goal. As we look ahead, the next few weeks will be critical. The joint practices against the Eagles, the preseason game, and the remaining days of camp will tell us a lot. Will Pickett be able to make a significant leap and re-enter the competition? Or will Flacco's experience and steady hands secure him the starting role? And what about Shedeur Sanders? Will his early success continue to turn heads? Cleveland's quarterback room is more fascinating than ever, and Browns fans are right in the middle of it. What's certain is that Cleveland's season starts soon, and the stakes have never been higher. The team's aspirations for a playoff run, maybe even a deep postseason push, depend heavily on who's under center. And the drama surrounding Kenny Pickett's injury, recovery, and comeback is just one piece of the larger puzzle that makes this season so intriguing. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and every day brings new developments that could shape the future of Browns football for years to come. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.